What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Pawd Slama Jama YouTube channel and this episode of Pawd Slama Jama. We're going to focus about Alton McCaskill. That's right, the star running back that really helped the Houston Cougars football team lead into that successful 2021 season that they had, and ultimately turned out to be a phenomenal year from the Houston Cougars that finished 12-2. They went to the American Athletic Conference Championship game. Of course, won the Birmingham Bowl. Once again, this is Pawd Slama Jama. Be sure to hit subscribe and like if you haven't done so already. And we'll talk about McCaskill on the other side of the intro.
Got high standards, high goals, and we know what it takes to get there.
I want to be unguardable, if I'm honest.
Coaches coach, players play.
And that's a great place to be in your life. Where you could care less what other people think.
So welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining us. As always, joining me is Dunlap, and or like I said, we're going to get right into McCaskill, who I don't know if you could classify him as the forgotten Cougar, but he certainly was a factor that was missed on offense from Houston in 2022. He eclipsed over 1,000 yards from scrimmage yards in 2021. He had 16 rushing touchdowns. He added 2 more touchdowns through the receiving side of things, and just really added that extra layer of versatility to the Houston offense. And he was a big reason, like I said at the top of the open, that Houston was so successful in 2021, and he's going to be coming back. And what we heard on Tuesday throughout the spring availabilities, he's starting to ramp up, starting to do more and more for the team. And he's excited for the 2023 season because, one, he's going to get to be on the field again. And, of course, that's going to be the first year in the Big 12 for the Cougars.
Oh, I thought you were going to the clip. Yeah, man, I'm so excited to see Alton McCaskill coming back. A true 3-down back, all-purpose back, can catch it out the backfield, can run between the tackles, elusive. And it seems like in his freshman season, he got better as the games went on and as the season went on. So I'm excited to see him in a full year, healthy. I think last year we even helped him even more, although he was hurt, because can put on even bigger, and he was fresh out of college. So I'm excited to see Alton, and hopefully he can stay healthy. I think Houston will lean on the run even more going into the next season with the running back and as well as with the quarterback as well. And so I'm excited to see him back. Definitely going to be a huge piece for Houston offense. And it's kind of like he is the forgotten man. I think the world don't realize how much of a special big-time recruit that we have in the backfield. Will also, so I'm excited to see him come back.
Absolutely. And again, he's just going to add that extra layer of versatility to Houston's offense, which regardless of who is under center calling plays, they're going to really need that explosive weapon to be able to really make him a factor for opposing defenses that makes life a little bit easier for the quarterback, whether it be Donovan Smith or Lucas Coley, that may be. But let's get into, you mentioned the clip. Here's what Alton McCaskill had to say following Tuesday's spring practice by the Houston Cougars.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I would say that me coming out here doing spring ball has only made me feel better. It's only gotten my confidence up even more just coming off of this ACL. So, yeah. I've grown a lot mentally. Like, I've taken about like a year, just a year. April 1st made a year. So this full year has just been nothing but trials and tribulations, just lessons that I'm just learning from and learning more about myself than I have ever in my lifetime. So, yeah, way better. I feel like, this isn't something that I would want for anybody, you know what I'm saying, to happen to, but you know what I'm saying, if you are unfortunate enough to tear your ACL, you will only come out better if you do everything right and just stick to it and make sure that you have a good head on your shoulders. I've been doing just like thud, nothing live, of course, and we haven't really had much live anyway, but I've been doing just regular thud, and I think just doing that like I said, just from a confidence standpoint, has done a lot for me. So, yeah. That feels extremely normal, very normal. I feel very elusive, very explosive. Yeah. I think this is going to be really fun more than anything. People just don't wake up and get to be a Power 5 team. So I think this is an opportunity that is really big for the rest of the teammates. The rest of my teammates to go ahead and take advantage of. Definitely gave me something to do, and just like I didn't want to disappear. I'm not just a solely football player. So showing that I'm just more than just a football player off the field, and that I'm doing fine during my recovery. It's not taking over. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just thought it was really important. It was just non-contact. Just made a bad cut in the backfield. Yeah, best way to put that. My left knee.
Mm-hmm. And can you talk a little bit about Lucas Coley and Donovan Smith and what you've seen from them on the court?
Lucas Coley and Donovan Smith, we have two very good quarterbacks. I don't know who's going to be our starter at all, but I think that whatever it is, it's going to be for the better of our team. Whoever goes out there first is going to be for the better of our team, and the competition is only going to make our team better. Our running back room is actually we're solid. I think we're the best. I always say we're the most reliable group, best group on the field. Personally, we got Snead coming back and BC coming back, and of course me, and then we have, like you said, the young guys coming in. All very different, but all very extremely talented for sure. Very extremely talented. And I think that a group led by me and a few other returners. I think the sky's the limit for us. I think we can be one of the best running back groups in the nation. Sure.
High praise for the running backs group. I think what I really liked about that last soundbite is that you kind of hear him take ownership of that group, led by me, and we're going to go in there and be one of the best in the country, which you like to see again from really he'll the star running back in 2021.
For sure, and I think it will be a three-head of attack led by him. I love that soundbite. Make sure he emphasized led by me. I'm the top dog. I'm back, and I'm feeling good. But I just love how they all complement each other. I think Brandon Campbell really complements him really well, and I love Brandon Campbell's game. I'm really high on him. I think he can be a special back, and he can do. He's a different type of backer. He's explosive and can run through tackles. And Alton, man, I think he could be special. I really like our skill position groups all the way around the board. I think read option or read pass option will be utilized a lot in this offense. And I think they can be one of the best running back groups in the nation. He's got to be consistent with the run and open up the holes on the offensive line.
And even Stacey Snead, you heard Alton mention him too. He was someone that towards the end of the season kind of showed his skill set too. And he had a stretch there. I can't remember if it was more than one game, but I know he had a 100-yard rushing performance in there as well as a freshman. And that was kind of one of the crazy things about the 2022 season for Houston, where first 5 games of the year, they really struggled to get anything going on the ground game. And then it seemed like there would be it was always running back by committee, but it was kind of like a different week where one would flash. Brandon Campbell had a stretch there where he looked dominant as well. Like I mentioned, Stacey Snead showed what he can do as a freshman. Of course, Tajon Henry had his moments too for Houston. Now, when you look at Alton, of course, the health, like he mentioned in that clip, happened a year ago. He said April 1, I believe, in that clip. His non-contact injury, he made a cut. It fell off. It was his left knee, and he ended up suffering a torn ACL. But when he was talking about how he feels from a physical standpoint, from a health standpoint, he feels great. Everything that you want to hear is music to ears. He's checking every box. He feels confident in being able to make those cuts. And again, he's just excited to see what Houston and that group can do in 2023.
And he said he feels explosive. That's one thing about him. He is an explosive back. Not only that, I'm sure, and I would love to hear from him, has the game slowed down from a mental perspective, ability to be able to read holes and read defenses in which how they're playing in the box in certain ways and be able to attack the defense mentally. And also, he's a great running back coming out of the backfield, catching it. And so there's different ways. I'm sure him with his time, he's able to study the game even more. And so I'm excited to see him back. I think he can definitely be one of the best backs in the nation, winning the Doak Award. And so I'm excited for him for sure.
Now, we touched on it at the beginning of the segment, but just how big is it to be able to have a guy like him, whether it be like I said, whatever quarterback's going to be in the backfield with him, it's going to be young. That person's going to be young. It's going to be a new role for them to have that star running back that you can count on. Again, versatility in the backfield.
It's huge because not only you have someone who can take the pressure off your quarterback, and Dana, he will rely on the run. And although he is a spread a spread team, he's really predicated on controlling the ball, controlling line of scrimmage, and running the football. And so I think it would really. Oh, I think I was muted the whole time.
No. You were good. It just that accidentally cut.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'd be very beneficial for the quarterback to have Alton and the plethora of backs that Houston has, because it'll make their play action game. That's another element of the offense will be really good, because you'll have to respect the play action, and you could get some of their good receivers downfield. And so it's very beneficial, and it'll be to the best friend of whoever wins the quarterback job to have Alton and all the running backs that they have at their disposal.
Most definitely. He was also asked about what it'll feel like when he scores that first touchdown, when he comes back, and the word he used is ecstatic. He can't wait to be able to be back on the football field. And again, going back to last season, how difficult it was for him to be able to sit out. And from a standpoint of, again, going back to the health, where he gave regular updates about his status and where he was progressing along the timeline of rehab and recovery for him. So it was kind of like therapeutic almost to be able to share those results and slowly be progressing. And now, obviously, it's still spring ball. They're not going through any live action feeds or anything like that where he's going to get hit, but that's exactly what you want to hear. And he's going to add that extra layer of versatility for Houston's offense. Now, as we wrap things up on this episode, any final thoughts, whether it be on the running back group as a whole? I mean, on that comment, he said he feels it's the best running back group, which obviously you want to hear. Do you agree with that?
I think it can be. I think it has the potential to be. I mean, led by him, Brandon Campbell, Snead, who's a different type of player than both of them, has an electric, shows that he could have that breakaway speed. And so I think they can be, and I think they could be the focal point of the offense in regards to keeping the defense off the field, control of the time of possession, and allowing the quarterbacks to ease in the game and get their rhythm. And I think it can make the offense more deadly because it opens the passing game with the play action, with the run pass option. So it could be to a benefit to have those stable of running backs. And it goes back to the quarterback position. How Alton just said, their competition, whoever wins that will make the team better, for the notion of being able to come in every day and compete. If your quarterbacks are competing every day at practice, everyone else has to follow suit and really compete for their jobs.
Most definitely. I think when you think of Dana Holgorsen type of offense in years past, again, it's always kind of, you think pass, but looking at it, whichever quarterback, whether it's Lucas Coley or Jonathan Smith, they're going to have that layer of being able to be a third quarterback that can attack you in all three facets of the game, whether it be through the air, whether it be running. And of course, again, going back to that running backs group where they have so many different types of explosive players, they very well could be one of the best rushing attacks, not only in the Big 12, that's what you're going to need to have in such a conference with so many diverse and strong defenses that they've shown, especially up front, from how big those players are. So that could be something that's maybe not necessarily how you would figure a Dana Holgorsen offense in the past, but that could be one area that they really excel in if they manage to hit on all cylinders.
For sure. I think Houston will play a lot of 12 personnel, and the defense will have to bring in that extra DB. And so you can have some light boxes, and you get that running game going, and play action. You get one-on-one on the outside with Golden, Manjack, and Brown, and some of the other receivers that we got coming in. I'm sure it's going to be ready to make an impact. And so I like the skill positions. I just want to see them put it all together, trust in the run, stay with the run, and then let the quarterback make plays off of that.
Most definitely, and that's going to do it for today's episode of Pawd Slama Jama. As always, like I mentioned at the top of the show, be sure to hit subscribe and give this video a like if you haven't done so already. We're still on the road to 1,000 subs. As always, Dan, you get the last word, sir.
Go Cougs.